have to. How did I do this? Give me 2 seconds, chat. I don't think my Twitch account is linked up with this. Fuck, how did I do this? Settings. No. Platforms. No. Maps? Platforms. Twitch. Settings? No. Accounts? Broadcaster account. Copy. Login. This is me. You can do all that. Let's be logged in. And let's do bot. Do 1 second, guys. Always forget all my passwords for my bot. There we go. Let's copy. Alright, cool. Probably need to disconnect from my bot now. Yeah. Log out. Now I'll need a code. And let's see. All right, we should be good. Copy, copy, copy. What's up, Skrill? How are you doing? All right, hopefully everything is back up. I haven't streamed in obviously so long. So nothing is in the right place. Everything needed to be reconnected. I don't even know what I'm doing. Been home all afternoon, ran out of meds on the weekend. Did you get a refill on them? And I guess we'll do full screen. Hope everything is good. So some of the chats aren't showing up, so let me pull this up. Divine Yard, how's it going? This came from a YouTube video and learning about how the world is changing dramatically. The world has been changing rapidly, but slowly at the same time. But after last week, we're about to see a big acceleration, unfortunately. I don't think Nux is the most honest source. If you didn't ask me, but get your information from multiple places, not just YouTubers. Respectfully. Shoe on head. Shoe on head? Shoe on head. I know Dean Withers said a few things lately. I know he's been saying a lot of stuff. But how's everyone doing? I'm gonna try my best not to talk too much about world events. Obviously, that stuff is important to me. But unfortunately, again, as you just said, we don't live in the same world that we used to live in. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to get a visit from people for completely normal and rational voice. I don't know. Did my game just freeze? Okay, there we go. That was not a good sign for today's stream. Have I ever played Borderlands 4? I have not. Who's Shoe and Head guy? Who are you talking about? Psycho, how's it going? Yeah. How are you doing? Why is my game taking so long? Huh. I don't have a lot of disk space available, but I should have enough. Left this YouTuber who did commentary on society. Jury? Jury is okay. Nick and Knuckrock, how are you doing? Trained your ankle playing flag football, now you're laid up with a boot on? That sounds awful. Like when I was a kid, I used to always think about like, oh, it must be cool to just like chill out and not do shit, but it's different when like you're fucking injured, you know what I mean? I don't know how to navigate screens anymore. Recently broke your wrist. Been a whack time to say the least. Fair. Hope you have a swift recovery. Yeah, that sounds awful. I'm still waiting to hear who left the fucking the left. I bet Jerry's dad was mind blown when he realized his daughter was a champion fighter. I don't. Is that a joke? Is that a joke? Or. How about we respectfully, how about we don't joke about like people getting shot? Would appreciate that. Jerry's what? +2? Sets up a strike throw. That's so insane that I could be +2 there and there we go. That's what I'm +9 or still 9? Started playing Jury and all your guys have helped you. Appreciate that. I'm glad they were a help for you. I'm glad they were good to you. How are you liking Jury? How goes the adventure? Question. I got a leverless the other day after playing on stick for the longest. I know it's probably different for you. How long did it take you to get used to leverless? So the thing about me and leverless, I played on keyboard a lot when I was young. I played a lot of Mortal Kombat 3. I played a lot of emulators. Most of the games I played were on keyboard. So I always liked how like keys felt. So it wasn't that like hard for me to get used to it. The thing that I had a hard time with was getting used to treating the up button not as an up button but as a jump button. So that was the hardest thing for me. So I think I'm like a bad example of that because of the fact that like had a lot of experience, but I'm always getting better. You know what I mean? Like to get used to it, not very long, to be honest. I still have a hard time going back to stick. Oddly enough, muscle memory is crazy. Oh, that does work. That sucks that it's not up close though. The thing I will say to you is treat practice with focus intent. You know what I mean? So like when you go into it, like don't go into it to win, don't go into it to lose. Just go into it just to get comfortable. Do things that are hard. You know what I mean? Like actually like hard to practice. Like I was talking to a friend about this. He just made a switch to leverless and he's been enjoying it. But there's a few things he's having a hard time with. So for an example, like something like this is hard for him. Not like hard, but like it's awkward. It's like uncomfortable, right? And like this is still hard, you know? This is still hard. Stuff like this here is hard. Because it's uncomfortable. Stuff like, you know, like this is hard. Like all these things are like difficult. But like you have to like meet it head on. And I'll give you like the best piece of advice I can give you guys. And I stand by it. And this friend has like he's like 1900 jury. He's really good. One of the best jury players I know. And like, you know, giving this advice, I was like, I know everybody says, you know, it's boring and blah, blah, blah. Right? But it works. It works for a reason. This is the best piece of advice I can give you. Like if there's something you're trying to learn, turn the game on half speed and practice doing it slowly. And the reason why I say to do this is because a lot of times people have the speed, but they don't have the precision to do things. You know, like in actuality, this here, there's a lot of time to do that, you know? There's like a shit ton of time to do it. So it's like, I'm doing it as slow as possible here. And like doing it slow to ramp up, you like realize like how much space you have. Like this here, you have more time than you think. But you still don't have a lot of time. You know what I mean? So it's like this like weird thing of like, how much time do I actually have? So putting the game on half speed allows you to like press the button and then like cleanly do the input. And like what I would say, this is why I like stand by it. It's like you want to look at the input to make sure it's like as clean as possible. Down, down, forward, forward, down, down, forward, and forward, and then you have your kick input, right? Like, do it as cleanly as possible. It doesn't matter if it works or not. Even if you do it slow and you still don't get it, make sure it's like, this is wrong, right? Make sure you get the input right? And I did that as slow as I could, and I still got it, right? A feature, yeah. Hit start, go over to game speed, turn it to half speed. Right? And that way you could practice being precise, right? Like here, I missed the down and the forward. You also get a chance to see, like, give it as much time as possible where your screw ups are, right? Right? And you do this until, like, you can't fail it, right? And even though the game will give me the super, even if I, like, miss the down forward, like, I did this on purpose, right? You only have to hit one corner in this, right? You have your down, your forward, down, down, forward, forward. You don't need to hit the first corner. You don't need to hit the second corner. You just need to hit one of the corners. But you still want to strive to get it, right? Even if you, like, don't get it, you want to still do it as slow as possible to make sure, like, you got it. I, like, consistently miss out one of the corners. The reason why you want to do this is you want to do this until it's like, I can't fail it, right? Until, like, you can't fuck it up, right? I'm consistently screwing up one of the down forwards, right? This is, like, good to, like, test and such. But once you get a good feel for it, once you feel like you can't fail it, once it's too easy, here's the trick. Go to the regular speed, but don't increase your speed. Don't increase the speed in how you do it, right? And this sounds counterintuitive because if you do it slowly, you won't get it, right? I still got it even after the fact, right? But, like, that's not the point. The point is that you still, on high speed, you still do it, right? That's not the combo. That won't work, right? This won't combo. But the point is to do it to the point where you slowly increase the speed. And eventually, as you increase the speed while not giving up precision, eventually you'll find the slowest timing that you need while keeping precision. Does that make sense? It's like if this is how fast you need to be, hold on. If this is how fast you need to be, you'll start here and slowly you raise it up. But as you go up, you don't sacrifice your precision. Eventually you'll go up and up and up, and all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, I did it, right? But you did that as you kept your precision. That, in my opinion, is one of the best things that you can do. And you do that until you feel confident, and then you go into a game and you try it, right? Like, this is hard to do. I, like, consistently will screw this up for the game, right? Case in point, right? But when you screw it up, guess what do? You go into the training room and you try it out. And you start over. And you do this until you're as consistent as you want to be, right? You do this until you get the input down on slow, consistently. Then you can try other moves like this. You can start off with this here because you have more time to do it, right? You have a lot more time to do it slowly and still get it, right? As I screwed up still. Not everything is about consistency, and not everything is about completion, right? If you do this for, you know, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, if you do this consistently, like, as you try to improve, eventually you'll get it. You know what I mean? Like, this here is something, like, you know, executionally I've been trying to work on. It's like this here. That combo I've been trying to work on. Like, this is like, I'm trying to get this consistently. And the reason why this is, like, hard to do is because I'm doing a small walk after this move here and then doing the jab. Right? See? And the reason why you do that is because of this little sliver here. You get just a little bit of drive gauge back, which allows you to drive rush one additional time, which allows you to get more meter. So it's like you have to like you got to work on it. If you screw it up, that's bad, right? Oops. You stick for nearly 20 years. It's not your right hand that you're concerned about. Yeah. For me, I made the switch over completely, and the reason why I don't play on stick is it hurts my shoulder. It actually hurts my shoulder real bad. Unfortunately. I think stick is a lot of fun to play on. There's something about getting the feedback from the stick. There's something about doing a reaction to something with the DP or a super. It just feels good. Like the feeling of like the feeling of like the gate hitting the switches on like down, down, forward, forward, down, down, forward, forward. Like, you know what I mean? Like that. Click, click, click. I love that. That feels so good. So yeah, that's how I feel. But that's how I think everyone should practice. Like there's a combo, I forget, with Aki. I always forget how this goes. It was something like, I'm trying to remember. I forget how it goes. Maybe it was something like that. All right. It was like, there was some combo that required a micro walk. That, right? It was something along those lines here, where like you do this, and instead of just doing that, you do you end on like a forward, and then you walk like for a few frames. Like that. And there's a combo route that gives you that little sliver to allow you to drive rush again. Like those things that are like difficult, like those are the things that you should slow down. Just to get a good feel for it. But I'll be honest, chat. My last stream was really, really hard on me. I don't like feeling the way I did. This is why I took a break. I haven't turned the game on since. I've been very disenfranchised with this game. I have a lot to say about this game. I have a lot of like things I don't like about the game. A lot of frustrations, and like, yeah, you could say like part of it's just because I don't like win as much as I want to. Like I dropped a fuck ton of points. I was like 1700. Now I'm like, what, like 15 and change? Like I had like a really bad spiral. So like, yeah, like part of it is that I'm not winning. So like I have to like hold myself accountable for that kind of stuff. But the reality is that sometimes, this is like what I tell everyone, it's like sometimes you can do everything right and still lose. You know what I mean? Now I'm not saying that I'm doing everything right. But sometimes I lose just because the opponent is better. Sometimes I lose because the opponent's character is better. Sometimes I lose because my character sucks, you know? It's like, sometimes it's not your fault. It's your responsibility. And I'm tired of like it feeling like it's my responsibility all the time when others don't need to have that same responsibility. You know what I mean? That's what's frustrating about it. There's a lot to say about this game. And like some players say shit. And I'm like, oh man, shut the fuck up. You suck. You know what I mean? But I'm sure they say the same thing about me. But that's what this game has been the whole time. You know what I mean? what is it, 36 or 30? Yeah, Psycho. I think that, I was talking to another friend of mine on Saturday about it. This game is legitimately like crack the game. And like what I mean to say is like, I think at 50% with any character at full resources, you're dead. The good suck, I wish. This game is like crack the game. And what I mean by that is like when you're doing well, you feel amazing. When you don't do well, you feel really bad and frustrated. And I know some people might say like, oh, that's like your fault. You don't have fun because you lose. Like, just get good. It's like, but everyone's having the same problem. You know what I mean? It's not just like me, for an example, right? It's not just one person. It's not just, one kind of, it's like, it's everyone. Everyone is having the same criticism of the game. And that's the beauty of the game, but also like what makes the game kind of shit. It's because like, it feels like this game isn't consistent like at all. And that's annoying. You know what I mean? Like, I find that to be really frustrating. The game is not consistent even like by its own rules, And it's one of my friends, Cayman, he says it best. Like, frame data is fake in this game. And frame data is always fake to some extent, but it's like extra fake in this game. Like, there isn't any semblance of like turns. And then on top of it, it requires you to mash. And because of that, like, there are times where you go to take your turn on something that someone's minus on, but you didn't mash. So because of that, you were slow. So their -2, like -3, turns it into plus frames. That kind of feels bad. It's a volatile game. Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is there's a reason why it is and why it doesn't feel good. I tell this story all the time, and I'm not trying to like big dog. I'm not trying to fucking like cloud chase and shit. But when this game first dropped, I'm like somewhat cool with L.I. Joe. I've known him for a while. We share the same spaces. Like, I would call him a peer, right? I wouldn't call him a friend, you know what I mean? But like, he's a peer. And when this game dropped, he invited a few people to his place. So I go there, and I got there first. So we're talking. He's folding clothes and shit. And he's like, so what do you feel about the game? And I'm like, this is like when the game first dropped. And I was like, can I like be truthful? He goes, yeah, of course. I'm like, game is fun, but it's kind of mashy, no? And he like laughed about it. He's like, yeah. And like, I felt it then, but I didn't know why. And the only thing I could say about it was the fact that jabs aren't plus. Like, the fact that it's -2, it incentivizes you to press on jabs and to use drive gauge to make them plus. And I thought that was a cool decision. Like, forcing characters to like use gauge to get some plus frames, I thought was like cool, because like if you could do, say, like this and throw, that would be strong, right? But the fact that you have to do like this, you have to use bar. But the problem is, it's like using one bar isn't like, it doesn't incentivize you, right? It doesn't. Because like, if you do this, and oh my god, please. Like, look at your gauge. Like, yeah, you use some gauge to do it, but like, even if you did this, right? I get 6 of those, and I actually think I get 7, to be honest. Whoops. I think I get 7 off of it because you earn a gauge back. 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 6, 7, and then you could cancel this. And I'm like not being perfect with my inputs there, right? So I'm gonna lose a bit of drive gauge, right? Yeah, that's 9. Like, any one of those could have been 50%. You know what I mean? Any one of those could have been 50%. That's not disincentivizing. On top of it, if they were to block one of these jabs, I would get more drive gauge back there, right? Oops. So, like, yeah, it's like, that's not a way to de-incentivize. Like the idea of like, oh, but you have to use gauge. It's like, yeah, but like, look at my gauge. I'll only use like 3/4 of my gauge. And I get mix here. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I had to use gauge. But peep the drive gauge. You know what I mean? Like, that's... I don't know. So, like, I felt it then, but I can explain it now. I can explain why this game doesn't feel good now. And I don't think they will ever fix it. Which is why I think people are feeling a kind of way about it. And the reason is because if they wanted any kind of big changes for this game, this season was when it should have dropped. Right? If they were going to drop Super Street Fighter 6, they would have dropped it with Sagat. Like, this would have been the season to do so. But they didn't. They were going to change Drive Rush. This is when they would do it. If they were going to change the throw loops, this is when it would have been. Right? They made a big change with Elena. With the drive gauge off the throw breaks. But they didn't change the throw loops. So it's like everyone toughed it out and they said, oh, okay, they're probably going to give something big for the season. And then they didn't. So now people are like, oh, so this is just a game? This game sucks. I also feel like they made this game... The way they made this game is everything's closely tied together, and changing something will make this game unbalanced. I don't think that it'll make the game unbalanced. I just think that things stop working. Right? Everyone gets mad about the drive rush freeze, but it has to be there. Based on how the combos are laid out. It has to freeze. I'm sure they could find some way to fix it, but it's a really big change. It's how the game is set up. Like, that's just the reality of it. Because if you think about it, right? If I hit here, it has to be stuck in block stun for long enough. And the freeze gives you time to react to it, right? If there was no freeze there, you couldn't react to it. It would be too fast. Because if you look at the way that the game's timer works, like, look at the meter here, right? Usually when you do stuff, if you look at how it, you see how it stops, right? During hit stun and block stun and hit stun and block stun, the game actually will like stop, right? The game actually will stop completely. It works the same way for like this, right? When you drive rush cancel, you see how it stops? That stop there gives you a chance to react to things. If that wasn't there, it would be much harder to react to stuff. If this was not here, you couldn't react to that. You could not react to this. That's too fast. Like, it just doesn't happen. You're not reacting to a jab, and this is a jab. That's what people don't get, right? Is like, this is a jab. The total amount of frames, is a jab. If you can't react to this, If you can't react to this, you're not reacting to drive rush jab. What's up, Ace Man? If you can't react to that, you can't react to drive rush jab. Yeah, but the thing about drive rush, I think that people don't talk about, it's not the drive rush technically. People react to the drive rush. I don't think the issue is ever with the drive rush, because if you look at it, the drive rush technically is, what is that? Until that goes active, that's what, 12, 15, 16 frames, right? That's slow as shit. That's mad slow. You can react to that, especially since the game freezes. Like, that's the thing, right? Is that this is 16 frames, but technically it's like 26 frames because the screen will freeze for a few frames as well. I think it's like 10 frames or so. I forget exactly the number. You can react to 26 frames, right? Like, that's 27 frames. You can react to that. You know what I mean? This is 25 frames, 24 frames, 23, 21, 21, 24. Yeah, 27, 29. Yeah. So, like, you can react to these things. That's not the problem. The problem is, from this range here, does Ryu hit jab or does Ryu hit crouching medium punch? From here, what does he press? You know what I mean? That's the issue. Neptet? Hopefully I said your name right. I think the bigger issue is that, how's my leg been feeling? On and off. The bigger issue with dive kick getting eaten is the fact that you're using dive kick to deal with fireballs. That's the issue. A character shouldn't be required to react to a fireball with a dive kick and have that be your only option. That's the problem. You shouldn't be using dive kick against a fireball. It's because you're trying to do this, right? Because you're trying to do this. If you jump and see it and then you do the dive kick, fine. No, that's not a problem. The problem is that you see it and you want to do this. That's the problem. You shouldn't be trying to do that. You shouldn't be required to do that. On top of it, you can't instant air dive kick it either. Like, that's the bigger problem. Like, yes, you're absolutely right. But you shouldn't be trying to do this to F fireball when drive rush is an option. That's why I always say, if you want to give jury anything that deals with a fireball, it can't be a jumping option because of the drive rush freeze. And that's something that people don't understand. Unfortunately, they just will not understand that. But yeah, I think that's the bigger problem when it comes to drive rush. This is why when the whole Sagat shit had happened, like, you know, when I talked about, like, reacting to, like, Jury's heavy punch with Sagat's heavy DP, I wasn't being serious. It was just to show how much it lingers. But someone had said, like, hey, like, a person had said, this was Jago. Everyone said that won't happen. Blah, blah, blah. Right? Why would you do that? And Jago said, you can bait with the drive rush. And everyone said, no, no, no. And I was like, yeah, he's right, though. Right? It was something like, I forget how came and got hit by it, but he got hit by that shit. That's so crazy that he got hit. That he got hit by that. There it is. He got hit by that shit. And that's the problem I have with Drive Rush. Technically, is not actually the speed of it. It's the options coming out of it. Because characters can do stuff like that, right? Jury can kind of do that with like that to keep herself safe. She also can do like this. Like her options aren't great, you know? Like if a person goes for a low, Jury could do something like, oh my god. Oh, that's right, because of the fucking freeze. That's right. Jury could do something like that, right? Not really great, you know. Jury can also do like this. But it's the options coming out of the Drive Rush. That's the bigger problem. Because again, am I going to do like that? Am I going to do this? This is a big button. Like this button is fucking hard as hell to react to. This is why people don't like to fight Jury. I don't like to fight it because this shit here is belligerent. This shit here is belligerent as shit. You're not... I guess I could, right? From that range, you're not going to react to it. Like, you have to do something hard like that early. Right? You have to do that. But there lies the, like the problem, right? Because what if I do something like... So it's not about the speed of the Drive Rush. It's like the options. It's like here. It's like Drive Rush jab here is crazy, right? That's crazy good. But like what makes this like beatable is the fact that you could like you can beat the startup of the Drive Rush. Right? You can hit the startup of it, right? You're fast enough. Once it's out though, like yeah, you are at the mercy of the speed of it. Why did my light just go out? I guess I had the wrong thing lit up. But like from far away, because even harder, right? Well, I guess not. That move is like it has a lot of to go for, right? The more characters that come out in this game, the more mid-jury. Yeah, I mean, but that's just like how it is. I think the game is leaving her behind. You know what I mean? I think the game is leaving her behind, and it's showing how much more skill is required to keep at the same level. Like I myself have noticed it's a lot harder to win these days than it has been. I have to be like more kind to myself. You know what I mean? Like that's like a harsh reality. I think her shimmy sucks, but it sucks only because we're using it not incorrectly, but we're using it in the same way that we use it in other characters. You're fine. You could yap. I'm yapping. Like across the board, this got nerfed, you know, like that got nerfed, but this still works, right? that still works, you know? But like across the board, like that got nerfed. I mean, you could still do it, but it has to be like from further out, you know? Yeah, I hope so. I'm hyped for that. You know, one thing I always find interesting about Street Fighter is seeing other people's rendition of the character. So I watched my friend Daniela. She's a Ryu player, but she's more of like a Shoto player. You know what I mean? I begged her to try Aljuri because I knew that she would like her, and she did. But she recognized like all like the weaknesses. It's just frustrating. You know what I mean? Like, why can't she do these things? You know? But one thing she did a lot, she did overheads a lot. Hey, Laggin, how's it going? And it got me like thinking, like, why don't I use more overheads? You know? Like, Jury's overhead is not great. With that being said, it's like getting people to stand up or crouch, I definitely think is important. But also on hit is +2, which lends itself to mix, you know? But it was cool seeing that. But if I could change how I played, I think I would do a lot better. I have an idea of how I want to play, but I'm having a hard time doing it. That makes sense. I think it's +32 where it works. Or is it something like different here? That. I forget what the setup was. This works, I think. Yeah, that worked. Have you been? You know, if I could be honest, I haven't been in the best spirits. Be 100%. That's why I've been gone for so long. Oh, plus 32 is the number. 32, 22, 52. 48. Mind of her problems if her functional engine was stronger. It's what makes her what she is. People should be shitting their pants when used. Yeah. I mean, they do, but they don't. The thing about those level 2s, Rashid for an example, it doesn't matter if you perfect parry the tornado. It also doesn't matter if you perfect parry JP's his level 2. Right? It's required that you parry them. But if you're required to, like, I mean, not Rashid's, but like you should. JP's, you have to, right? If you don't, you get fucked. Yeah, and you get the grab. Yeah, like that's the thing, right? It is the fear of, like, there's counterplay to that. It sets you up to force an option. Jury's does that too, but the problem is that she puts her body on the line, and it's easier to perfect parry her feng shui engine than it is to perfect parry the Blanca ball. Because there's also a fear that your reversals won't work. You know what I mean? I think it's easier to do that with Blanca than it is for Jury. Like, to keep it a stack. Since she's like right in your face, there really isn't a fear to mash against a lot of it, right? Because you could just reversal through the first 2 hits, right? That's why, like, why is there a gap there, right? I'm like forced to use all lights to make it gapless, right? Like that I get, but if I go like that, I'm like, fine. There's a gap there too, right? Gap there. Gap there. You know what I mean? That's fine. That's gonna be fine, but it's gonna whiff. It's like, yeah, there are like ways to make it gapless. The problem is a lot of these routes aren't great, you know? But also, like, if you like block this, I guess in a perfect world, chat, like, you wouldn't just run the script like this, right? You wouldn't run the script. You would do stuff like that, right? Because you technically have a lot of time in between stuff. Like, you don't have to press this button immediately, right? Like, if you look at like this, you look at this, 4 2 1 3. Yeah, like, see, 4 2 1 3. 4 2 1 3, right? You technically could like delay it. So instead of it being 4 2 1 3, it's like you have this gap here. You know what I mean? So instead of it being 7 1 4 2 1 3, right? 7 1 4 2 1 3. You can actually create a gap there. You have the 7. Instead of it being 1, you introduce 4 more frames there. You know what I mean? So you can throw off the parry. See how like that was a perfect parry? Like that would have been a perfect parry. You could delay it. You know what I mean? And you could throw off their timing. Or like this. See how like I can delay it or not, and to throw off their timing. A perfect parry. See? Or I could do that to throw off their timing. So there's a lot of stuff in Feng Shui Engine that's like really cool. But I think it's more like theory. I haven't found things to make it work. So like this, there's no gap in between there, right? But I can create a gap in between. See? That's cool to me. Oops. Can't do it now. There it is. Right? Like there's no gap. Or I can make a gap. Like, I think that's cool as hell, right? I think it's cool that I can delay cancel stuff, but because of that, like, all those things, although cool, and, like, in theory, they work well, but, like, in practice, all they're going to do is this anyway. That's all they're going to do. And, like, usually I would do that, right? But if I delay it, do I still get that? Yes, I'll do. So, like, you know, Feng Shui Engine to me is the coolest part of the game. It is the coolest thing in the game, and unironically, it is like the most fun thing in the game. No, I think it should be time related. Most definitely. I 1000% think it's better time related. There's a lot of small things about Feng Shui Engine that I would like to see change, though. So, Feng Shui Engine in Street Fighter V was based on cancels. What are your thoughts on Juri's? Which one? It was based on cancels, and I think that always limited her. The fact that it's not based around, like, hit, or, you know, in this case, like, a cancel, it allows her to do, like, really swaggy combos, and I think that's, like, the fun of the character. Street Fighter V could never, right? V-Skill 1? I used to think it would be too strong in this game. Now I think it would be fine. They keep adding more and more fireballs to the game. And Juri doesn't have anything to deal with it. I think at this point, let it rock. I think I've completely Juri pilled. And I'm at the point now where I'm tired of, like, having to explain to people because they don't want to hear it. I'm tired of, like, explaining to people, like, why she needs certain things, why things should be changed. They're never going to get it. They don't see the vision. They also look at the game based upon their character and having to fight her with their character. So instead of, like, trying to placate to the masses, I'm just going to talk about what she needs, and that's it. So just run it. Look, I tried to be honest about this game, but then I saw this shit, and this, like, sticks with me. This is the shit that I keep in my mind at night, chat. That's a fucking low, chat. This is a fucking low. It's a fucking low. That's plus on hit. That's crazy. Oh, that's fun. That's crazy. That's crazy. So yeah, with shit like that in the game, yeah, no. Let her run it. What I would like to see from Jury, though, this is a pipe dream. I want her to have a new move on quarter circle back punch, and I want it to work with her Fuha system. So whatever she gets, I want it to be an extension of her Fuha system. Meaning, for an example, if she could like charge her V skill 1, right, with quarter circle back punch, I want her to be able to cancel this into the charge, right? I also want to see her be able to use the move out of that move too. I want her to be able to cancel all of her moves. For Fuha, I want her to be able to cancel this. I want her to be able to cancel this. I want her to be able to cancel this on hit. I want her to be able to cancel everything, right? So she could do something like this into the basically her Street Fighter 5. But if I could choose anything, I think she should get her E skill 2. I'm a bigger fan of that. But she would be OP streamer. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Do not care. That's not my problem. That is 100% not my problem. I can't do this, chat. It's that or they have to give me other things, right? Sorry. I can't cancel this into a level 3. Give me that. Give me that. I want that then. That works on Clash, right? Give me that. I can do that. Then I can cancel. Can I do that? Look, on Clash, I want it. Give me that. All right. Allow my OD to actually interact with fireballs then. Give me that. I want that. Can I have that? What's going to happen, chat, and this is what people don't want to understand, is that I asked for shit that's completely reasonable. What's going to happen, though, is Capcom's going to give her some insane shit, and people are going to be like, this is why you didn't want to buff Jury. No, no, no. I've been the Jury player that's been like, let's not ask for anything too cheap. I'm like, let's maintain balance. And everyone still says, as I ask for the most fair shit, everyone's like, oh my god, you just want the character to be broken. Okay, well, they're going to give her some shit, and she's going to be broken, and I'm going to go, I told y'all. I told y'all. y'all wanted, y'all should have played ball. I don't know why anything doesn't interact with fireballs. It's annoying. But they're gonna do it. They're gonna give her some cheap shit. Like, okay, here's an example of how crazy it is that people, like, they don't understand the character. So like when I say things like, hey, can she be more plus on her overhead? If I were to say that, people are like, oh my god, that sounds cheap. Why? Oh my god. You just want her to be broken. No, I want her to work like everyone else does in the game. I want her legitimately to be as good as everyone else in the game. Right? But when I say I want to be more plus on her overhead, everyone's like, oh my god, no. Look. 2 active frames. 4 active frames. Shelly has a overhead, right? No, her overhead is her stance shit, right? Even still, she can still combo after it. Yes. What is it? It's that. Yeah. But she can cancel this though. Yeah, she can still combo raw. Totally a bad example. Yup. Absolutely. You get it. But yeah. Like. What is it? 3 active frames. That's why. I think her DP is the best in the game. I don't think that's bad about her. I think that's like fine that her DP works in that way. I think the bigger issue with her DP is that her hitbox starts earlier. Sorry, it's further out. So sometimes combos just like don't hit. Like, that's fine and that works. But there's some combos where like you go and do and like they should work, but like you're like 1 frame out. So you see how like this hits on frame 1. Oh. See how this hits on frame 1? What's up, Kraden? There, for an example, hit on frame 2. And like, a lot of times that doesn't matter, but sometimes that's the difference between an anti-air or not. What's up, Kraden? How are you doing, homie? How you living? Amount of times I traded as an anti-air, do it later. I'm the first to tell people that there are times when shit doesn't work the way that you want it to, and I'm like, you fucked it up. That's on you, homie. You're doing it too early. I rather say to people, hey, like, you know, that's within like your, it's like saying like, oh, there's times where like this drops, right? Like you can avoid that. I don't care about that. Don't talk about that. To me, like, it sucks, but it's whatever, right? Like, they gave her this change here where this, like, where this works more, right? It's more consistent, I'll say that, right? But there are times too. It's like hard to get it at this point. There, right? You see how she dropped out? See how that dropped out? People were like upset about that because it did happen a lot, right? I will say that, but you're supposed to let her drop a bit because you get more options after that, you know? You're supposed to let her drop a bit because then you could do like football as well, Kale. I'm struggling, you know? It's been hard for me. I appreciate it though. Yeah. Jury's only +5 on her OD. She gets no pressure here. She's forced to return to neutral. Yeah, I think that's like part of the problem, though. I think we're a little too nice about shit. I think we're like asking the world to be, well, not the world, it's not the world. Let's not get crazy now, but like we're asking Capcom to like be reasonable and give a shit. We should talk about things that are important and like actually advocate it in a way that like actually gets through to people. You know what I mean? I will be the first to say I love Jago so much, and I think that a lot of his takes are absolutely fine. I just think how he goes about explaining it doesn't always stir the masses, you know? Because, like, that's the thing, right? Is that no one wants to hear things put in the way that people will say things. And I know this for a fact because I, too, am in that boat, too. There it is. But that man's right. Appreciate that. Like, why does that not work? You know what I mean? It is one frame. One frame. Super tight. Two frames off. I think it's 31. One frame off. Oh, 2 frames off. Frame off. There it is. 30. I'll drink a beer. Appreciate that. How's your taekwondo? I wish this was useful. It's not. Like, that didn't even work, and that was the perfect timing for it, too. No. It is a side swap, and it's specifically just to side swap and to hit someone who's blocking the wrong way. You cannot continue the combo, as far as I know. Yeah, because you're whiffing. So it's possible to... Actually, it's probably possible to do that, actually. To be honest. Or it might be a function of the hard kick. Because you can see Guile trying to, like, allow the pass through. Let's come to the rave with you. There it is, right? Appreciate that, homie. I don't know if the alert went off. I am definitely not a party person. Yo, Creighton, if you just want to go out on a date with me, just say it, dog. Like, I wonder if there's a way to force that, though. Been awful. You stopped training for a week and a half or more. You don't have a dojang? What's dojang? Oh, I'm assuming dojo. You can't just do shit online. Like, I feel like you could do like everything online nowadays. Did that alert go off, Creighton? You don't rave for others. You're there for them. Fair. Didn't. My bad, homie. Oh, you know why? I have an idea. It's probably been so long that Streamlabs, was it Stream Element, probably unlinked. I haven't logged on in a while. Update your details. How about you shut the fuck up? How about that? It's weird. I see it, but it's not on my list. This is gonna sound like a weird thing to say. Restart your browser. See if it pops up again. I didn't see this message earlier from Psycho. You're curious to see what Sea Viper's like? Me too. Didn't pop up? That's weird. I saw the alert, but it's not showing up on my history. Weird. Either way, I appreciate it. Chat, I've been gone for a while, and look, I have never been one to make call outs and stuff. What I will say is if you guys got a sub, if you guys got a prime, think about your boy. If you're thinking about subscribing to my channel, streams should be a little bit more frequent. I might be taking ranked a little less seriously. But if you guys want to sub to the channel for this month, I believe it's 25% off of new subs. So if you guys want to subscribe, now's the time. You do get a discount for the month. I can delay that, I believe. Forget how I did it though. I got to delay the cancel. It's been 2 months and 2 weeks without my Xbox. Oh no. I may not survive. You've been going crazy. No PC? I'm so rusty. Hello? Oh, that setup? Gotta turn that off. Starting to reach 16 MR thanks to your video. Almost means you could drop to 14. I wouldn't think about it in that way, you know? The game is volatile, you know? Just raw, watch your mouth, alright? Settle down. It's so crazy how much time I have to confirm that. That should be a safe jump, yeah. I never think to do this. This is a safe jump here. But in the corner, it's not going to work. That's why. It only works going into the corner. No, actually, that is it. This is a safe jump. I keep forgetting that exists. The 2 bars ain't too great, I'll be honest. You truly need to play Street Fighter, or else you're gonna tweak. Hmm. Wonder if there's a way to force a 32 here. How do I do that? Oh, that's how it works, yeah. That barely hits there. That's interesting. That's interesting because I think a plus 26 that hits. 2, 3. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, does that work? $32? That's interesting. That's 32. Oh, that's good though. Wait, hold on. That's actually nice. That's actually good. Yeah, that's perfect. I think Yonashi had a video on that. I didn't see what routes he did. I should start taking notes on this. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go grab a drink, chat. I'm gonna go grab a pencil. I'm gonna start to take notes on this. Essentially, what I'm trying to do here, chat, is after a drive rush overhead on block for +1, right? But if you can hit it meaty, you're +2. So for an example, in this case here, you give you +2 on the block, which is important because if they press a button, you could throw them. And otherwise that wouldn't work. I've been thinking about stuff like that. All right, I'll be right back, Chuck. I'm gonna take a quick break. I need to stretch a little bit and go grab a drink. I'll grab a pencil and I'll start taking notes. All right, I'll be right back. Hello. I forgot to get the pencil. I think I have one right there. What do we got going? The first 32. I think it was off of this. It's a delay though. Right. Oh. I think it's medium. Oh, light. What was it? Oh, was it heavy punch? Was it this? Oh. What was it? Oh, wait, that's consistent. Wait. That's consistent. That's good. I like that. Not as much damage, but this lends itself. For 28. Plus 32. Drive rush. Overhead. On block equals 2. PI. Spot. Forward heavy punch. Next thing was FSC. I think it was, right? I'll work mid-screen though. Wait. Does work. Almost. Does that work though? It does work. That's good damage too. So wait, after forward heavy punch on a juggle, does that always work? It's not gonna work, no. Wait. What about something like that? Does that work? I delay DP. Sorry. Wait, sweep is 32, isn't it? Oh, I thought it was 32. $25. That's really 38? Oh. 24, 23. What's up, Jago? How are you doing? That's good? Ain't nothing, dude. $32? Wow. There. It's a knockdown. 36. We came into crouching, medium kick, point blank, and try to punish it. Pushback is probably too much, right? Some characters are just built different. Yeah, that's funny. I probably have to do this. Yeah. Not like you can do anything there, right? I mean, if you're in Feng Shui Engine, you definitely can punish that. Yeah, you can do that though. That's a punish. Though. I think that's the only punch we got. I wonder why. Her hurt box has to be really small there, no? It has to be the reason why. Her hurt box is probably really small. It's crazy. You would think this would hit. Wait. Oh, I see why. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's too far back. That's why. It's just too far back. This is her pushback. That sucks. Crouching light kick though, I think is the way to go. I wonder where else. I wonder who else. Are we like? Are things -5? Because on punish counter, this if we're close enough, we can definitely do super there. Wonder what other moves are like pesky. Because the question's always been like, we don't get much after that. But technically, if you think about it. No, you're way too far. Here, you can always do that, right? It's that you're concerned about. You can't shoot. You can always have done that anyway. I think it's so fucking insane. I mean, here, you can do that, right? I wonder what other moves are pesky that's like annoying to deal with. That crouching. I think crouching light kick for Jury is underrated. It's just a reward isn't great. That's like the big problem. That's just the issue that I have with it. Is the reward isn't great. I'm so afraid to go to Twitter now. Everything going on in the fucking world. Where is my bookmarks? No, I am not. I don't think I saved it. I think it was Nashi who posted it. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that one works. That's the one. What's this route here? Medium, heavy, thick. Wait. Why did that work? It is 32. Oh, interesting. That's so funny. That's so funny. You're like, wow. He's like, you're like, well, how the turns have tabled, huh? Haterade, thank you so much for the gifted. I didn't see the gifted earlier, and I don't know why my alerts aren't working. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I didn't see it earlier. My bad. I wasn't on the... I don't know why my alerts aren't working, and I also don't know why it's not showing on my layout here. But I didn't see the gifted. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, dude. If you're still here. My bad for not seeing it earlier. Yeah, no, it's funny how that goes, right? You should bookmark that and screenshot it. You guys ever talk about things? That's not right. Oh yeah, it is right. Interesting. Can I? I think I can actually. People with 0 hours on jury saying she's OP fact. Jago, I think one of the things that I find frustrating about, you know, especially in your case, it's like I was talking about you earlier, right? And I will say this with absolute love. I feel that some people forget how good of a player you are. They forget who the fuck you are. With that being said, and this is the part that I say with love, I think sometimes you're right. I think your delivery just isn't always the best, right? I also think that some people just don't want to hear it. That's unfortunately the reality. Some people just don't want to hear it. People don't like this character. That's okay. Don't speak to people who don't want to hear it. Speak to people who do want to hear it, you know? Not trying to like echo chamber. Javits with love has his own views on things and he's not going to change them. I've obviously had my issues with Javits in the past. I'm trying to like put my ego aside and like, you know, just let shit be. I'm like censoring myself. Not to be a dick or anything. I'm not trying to like start shit. I don't think Javits is a real big fan of me. I don't think Javits cares about me. You know what I mean? I'll tell a story. It's always stuck with me. I hold grudges, right? It's like really hard for me to like let go of shit, and that's like a flaw of myself. I remember I was at Joe's house and we were playing Street Fighter 4, and I was getting frustrated, right? And I don't remember the story that well, so you know, take it with a grain of salt. I remember he was there. He was playing Rog. I was playing Jury, and I was getting frustrated because Javits is a better player than me. Truth be told, right? He was beating my ass. And I was getting frustrated. And I don't remember if I was bitching. You know, it's possible that I was getting annoying, you know, blah, blah, blah. I remember specifically, like, Javits was getting annoyed too. And rather us both being annoyed at each other, you know what I mean? And, like, commiserating in that. Like, he started to, like, not badmouth me, but kind of like criticize like how I played. And it's like I remember feeling like you beat my ass this whole time. I start to win a few, and like now I'm the bad guy. And I took that to heart. You know what I mean? I felt a kind of way about that. I remember I reversaled and like he was annoyed by it. And I remember when I left, I was annoyed. It's like it's my meter. I use it however the fuck I want. Up to you to stop me, you know? You felt that I was reversaling too much, then so be it. Not my fault, you know what I mean? No, like fair, right? I don't know him like that. But I remember like on the drive home, because you know, Joe lived far away from me. I remember feeling like, and this is like a feeling that I always have. Oh yeah, fair enough. Yes, so like I don't know the guy. You know, it's not personal. This is like where I say like it's a flaw of me. I take it personal. You know what I mean? Because to me, that's disrespect. You know what I mean? If I was Daigo, it would have been so smart, right? Since I'm not, I'm a scrub. That's how I take it. That's always stuck with me. That always was an indication that he doesn't respect me. Fair enough. That's just how I feel, right? But I don't know. I've always felt disrespected by Javits, you know what I mean? With that being said, he hit me up once and like he like tried to smooth it over, you know what I mean? So no, like your relationship is much different. Is much different. You know what I mean? So like in that respect, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter how well I make my argument, he'll never see my point of view if I stop trying. Not only will he not see my point of view, I would think he would like at least want to collaborate. You know, I might not be the best player, but I consider myself like knowledgeable. Just as much of a student of the game as he is, you know, I would think that we would have a lot in common. I don't think he respects my knowledge of the game. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to be part of his conversations, you know? I'm going to make my own. If he wants to be part of them, absolutely. But I'm not here to placate to others and try to be part of their conversations and play by their rules. Fuck that. Yeah, but like, this is how it's been for me for a long time. Chat, I might not look it, but I'm old as fuck. I'm an old NB. I'm 40. I'm 40. Don't fucking talk to me like I haven't put time in. Don't talk to me like I don't know my shit. And that's me censoring myself. This is me after a week and a half of recuperating. I know I might not win the most. I know I don't compete. I know my mental is not the best. I will 100% agree with that. But can't say I don't know my character. Juri's a character that the people who like her, but she's always been a character that people hate fighting. She's annoying. Even in this game, she's annoying. That's the truth of it. What was that? Oh, it was OD. I don't really want to use OD though. That works well though. This would be good for like. Oops. Well, that's just me being honest, you know. Down emotes off? Maybe. I don't know what's going on. Sorry, I meant to look into it earlier. I'm sorry, dude. It's not that they're off. There's something that's not working right. Maybe it's because I'm not logged in. It's been a while since I've been online, you know what I mean? Jago, is there a reason why you don't enter like TNS? No, I don't feel that way at all. Based. I guess it shows my frustration when it comes to the character. There's a lot of times when I play against Jury and I'm like, yeah, this character's bullshit. Yeah, there's something not working right with this. Maybe they work now. They might work now. Where's the 40 though?
That nigga is 40!
There you go. All right, with that being said, now that that worked, let me see if I can get this to work.
You look like you're in good
There we go.
shape.
_ Sicario is not following.
Now, with that being said, why am I not seeing... Why am I not seeing subs that come in? There was a subscription from Creighton. There's a subscription from Creighton earlier, as well as Haterade that I did not see. You paid twice? My bad. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, dog. My bad. Wait, hold on. Where is it? Copy.
That nigga is 40!
There you go. You've entered TNS 3 times, you believe, and you made it right outside the top 32. Chat, I've been floating this idea. You just came. What's happening? We're just talking. I've been floating this idea. And if anyone is in chat, this stays in chat. All right, this stays 100% in chat. We don't talk. Yo, whatever happens in stream stays in stream. Right? I would appreciate that. I do not have the money to start a team. I do not. I will be the first to say I don't have enough cash to do most things that I want to do. Right? Which is why I'm saying, chat, if you guys got a Prime, now's the time, right? I haven't been on in the last month. I think I've streamed maybe 6 times, right? If you have a Prime, remember your envy, right? But I've been thinking if I were to have a team, I would want to probably I would love to get away from the name Big Nasty, right? The nasty part. I probably would do like Team Diabolical. I always liked that, right? Something along those lines. The name Diabolical, I always thought I could create some cool merch for, and I think it sounds like a cool team name. But I would love to, for 1 week, get together with all the jury players that I know and just say, hey, TNS, enter it. And we're going to go in as a team and fuck shit up. We're going to make things really annoying. Right? I want to be... I want to flood the brackets with jury under one banner. I would love that. That would make me happy. Because there's a lot of good players that do not show up. I just want a shit ton of jury players and Creighton. The Killer Kale? Nah. Get jury nerfed any percent speedrun? Yup. I would want to keep my name out of it, right? If I was gonna put my name on it, I would have it be called Diabolicale. I would love that. I don't care the level of play. Right? I want jury players to just have an experience and get in there. Because I have a lot of people that I know that should be playing against the best. I say this shit with my whole heart. Hanma should be playing with the best in the world. The diabolical backshots is crazy. Master of Deception, yup. That's crazy. Call me. If I had infinite cash, chat. If I had infinite cash and was rich, I would start an esports team and I would treat it like a team. Like an actual team. Knowing that there would be no cash to come back for it, I would have it be as much crowd-funded as possible. I would put them on a salary. I would have them coached. I would do everything that I could to take care of them if I had the cash. Even if it was 1 or 2, right? And I would love to open that up to all levels, right? Because like the reason why esports teams don't pick up, they always go after the best, is because they need a return of investment. But in a perfect world, there wouldn't be a need for that. Yeah, I think that's a lot of people's dreams lagging. That's my dream. Like if I ever had bread, chat, I would have a mansion. I would make like a stream room. I would pay for content to be made. And I would just open up like the house, just the people who need, the people who want, you know, offer ways for people to make a living, you know? I would love that. Yeah, I've thought about that a lot. Would you? Of course, hell yeah. Yes, but I would absolutely, and this is like from the heart, this is not to insinuate anything. I would have to like lay a lot of like ground rules and shit. Makes me kind of a pseudo jury. You gotta pick the character up, homie. Stop fucking around. There you go. Seven. You would cook and clean? Sounds good. Is there an option where I get a store there? 6. Nothing out there. You can cook and clean in and out of game? What do you mean? Wait. What does that mean? 26. That fits itself too. You realize your campus gaming Wi-Fi would be good enough to play Jury and Hub for one? Wish that worked, right? Hmm. 29. Fuck, that'd be cool. It's 34. Let's see. Hmm. Not gonna work. I think this should work though. This might not be the most consistent though. 31, yeah. Maybe the 2 hits gives me that frame. Doesn't. If I delay the medium DP, lowest takes away a frame. What about if I use heavy? Or do I get off heavy? $46. I can make this a 32 though. For that, I have to be very careful not to. There. Oh, +1. That should work. Have to be very careful to not. There. I get a 47, that would work well. Seven. 57, 32. It's a difference of 25 frames. I don't have anything that's 25. I believe that's 24. 27. I don't have anything 25. I would have to do something sneaky. 25. No, I can't do that. What about a dash? 22 frames? 22 frames? 55 frames? No. 54 frames. I don't know anything that gives me 54 frames. I don't like that it doesn't give me what I want though. Six, 7. 7. Like 22 frames, right? That's a lot of meter though. 5. I can't do math. 25 doesn't work. Work? That's whack. That's even more whack. What the hell? Sucks. Almost. Okay. I can force that. 30. So I'll try this. This might work. Metered, probably. That does give me a little bit extra frame data to work with, though. What are we all here? 68? Sucks that that doesn't. Why does that not work? Shit like that gets me under my skin, chat. There's my +2 there. Yes, I'm out of juggle points, but why the fuck am I out of juggle points? You know what I mean? Like, that's my frustration. It's a lot of meter, though, for this setup. I don't think it warrants it. I mean, proof of concept is there. Why is that? Oh, duh. What? Yeah, it's just not worth the meter. And that doesn't work either. That sucks. That might work for me. That's so annoying. That should work though, actually. Hold on. That's annoying. That does work. 48, 16. That. How is that on meter though? That's cancelable. Duh. What would my favorite dish be? My absolute favorite dish to cook right now, I'm really enjoying picadillo. I'm really enjoying that. I make a good picadillo. It's vegan, so motherfuckers ain't trying to fuck. Yeah, she needs better jerk. Oh wait, hold on a second. Wait a minute. That just straight up works? That's good. Wait a minute. That just straight up works? That's pretty cool. That's kind of nice. What about... Oh, yeah? That's pretty cool. 35. That worked too. Yeah, I just learned how to make it. It's good. It's real good. So DI to DI work. That works. If that works, this probably works also. Yeah. That's an option too. It just uses 2 bars, which is not the best. Question is, can I be thrown after that? Oh, I can. That's actually nice. I do like that. It lends itself to a different... I mean... Even here, though, you can always shimmy, to be honest. 37, 5 frames off. I'm trying to think of, like, mid-screen options. That kind of works. Too far. Honestly, the only thing about picadillo that, like, doesn't hit the same, at least from how I make it, is that I that I don't use ground beef. I don't use any like beef stock to like deglaze or anything. You know what I mean? No, yeah, but like what I've been thinking of, Jago, and I don't know how to do this. So let me give you guys an idea of like how I work as a player and as a person. One of the problems that I have is that with my ADHD, if a task is too big, I get overwhelmed and I can't actualize it, right? So I would like to change my play style, but that's really daunting. It's a really big task. And what I mean by that is my microphone is being a fucking pain in the ass. One day, chat, I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to fucking get a new microphone. I hate this microphone. Oh my God. Look at this shit. Just look. Oh my God, dude. When I talk. Sorry. So if I could change how I play, chat, and this is an idea I've had for a while, I just don't know how to actualize it in game. So one of the issues that I have is that I think a lot of new players, they always want to be as close as possible. And I think this works well for Jury because of her style. Just want to make sure none of these are off, right? So after you get the knockdown, a lot of times people will like want to get as close as possible so they can strike or they can throw. And what I mean to say is like, you know, we can do like this, right? And you have to know that as a Jury player. Like it just has to be an option for you, right? You just have to be good at this. As you can see, I'm not. There we go. When we knock a person down, you know, we'll fucking do things like, you know what I mean? Like we have ways to stay close. Right? We have like things that we do so that we like stay close, right? But the problem with that is the shimmy. The shimmy's the problem. Right? And a lot of times, I don't know if this works or not, so bear with me. This will work. Actually, no, I can't. Right? I can't walk backwards there. Right? So it's like, if I don't have that option, it's like, how strong is this? Because I can't even like delay button here. If they mash throw, I get like thrown, right? If I do that, I get thrown. But what I'm saying is like, why am I going for something that I can't walk back on? Right? This is 34 frames, right? So like, I could do that, you know? Oops. Right? I could do that. I'm still out of reach for throw. So the idea that I'm having is that, you know, the difference between, for an example, like this, I can't be thrown, at least for Jury, right? I don't think I could be jabbed here, right? If I block low here, right? I can't be jabbed here. And if you look at the options, right? I could delay button. Right? But I also can, like, throw. I might not be able to walk and throw here, right? But the option is to make them, like, not press. No. Yeah. Yeah, like I'm not saying this exactly, right? I'm not saying this exactly, but what I'm saying is the idea, and this is like where I get stuck. This is like, you know, kind of where the idea like falls apart because I don't know how to set this up. It's the idea of that, of staying out of range where I can be attacked, right? Because like here, I can't press a button there. You see? I can't press a button here. Well, I guess I'll trade there, right? I guess I can. What the fuck? Okay, yeah. So I can't press a button here, right? Cool. But instead of stuffing, I could walk back for a few frames as well, right? So I'm gonna try to do it like that. Do you see the vision? So it's the idea of like being in range, but like also not being in range. Because once they stop pressing buttons, you think that like I can't throw here, but like I'm right there. You know what I mean? Yeah, but what I'm saying is instead of doing something like this, why not like learn to play in this range here as well? You know what I mean? Because the thing about it is that I can disincentivize a person from pressing a button from here. I might not be able to throw, but like I can threaten a throw. Does that make sense? Right? It's like, I don't know how strong this is, but like I can press here. I can threaten to throw, right? To throw from here is like no time. But also from here, if I do this, that's going to shimmy 110%. That's going to work if they don't press a button. While being out of range of an attack. Because even if I don't do a hard punch here, I still have the option to like, to confirm off of this, right? So my point is, instead of like always having this set timing of I knock you down, I strike throw, and having that meaty timing is important. But what I'm saying is, it's like if that's all I do, then I'm always susceptible to reversals. I'm always susceptible to parry. I'm always susceptible to drive reversal. I'm susceptible to the gamble, right? I'm going to go do something. You might do something back. It's up to the gods. Whereas if I knock you down and I do this every time, right? If I do this every time, like it's no thing to just go, oh, okay, if he's going to do something every time, I'll just do that. But if once in a while, for an example, you see me do this, right? Right? Now you're afraid to reversal. As I walk into it anyway, right? Because if you fuck it up, I'm going to take a lot of damage, yo. Right? So basically, I don't want people to be comfortable with the timing. They will always mash crouching light punch. Well, that's the thing, right? Is like, they can't. That's the thing. They can't. Delayed? They still can't. Because my attack is delayed too. My attack is a delay as well. The whole point is that I'm out of range of their light punch. So it doesn't matter. So again, I could do this, right? Right? And the delay gets covered, right? I could also throw here as well, right? But what I'm saying is, go and press your button, right? Go and press your button. I want you to press it. From here, I should be able to confirm that. Because then they have to switch it up, right? They have to start doing stuff like this. And they still can't. I'm still out of range. So, my point is, like, if I'm over here, and you know that I'm out of range, but I can still attack. Eventually, you're going to stop pressing buttons, right? And that's when I could start doing stuff like that, right? Or do stuff like this, right? The idea is to separate my timing from being immediate, while being out of range of throws and out of range of most, like, reversal attacks. Like, being out of range of most retaliation normals. She doesn't get anything for it. At this range, you can confirm this. And I'm saying specifically, like, you can confirm this, right? You are good enough to confirm that. Because, like, all right, you talked about this, right? You said you hate it when people do anti-air parry, right? And I get it. It's because you do that and now you're in the fucking corner. That's bullshit. It's bullshit, the fact that, like, I screw up one time and you parry, and now I'm in the corner and now I'm fucked. What this idea does is it takes that away, right? It makes you have to, like, second guess the parry. And once people start to, like, second guess, that's when they start to make a mistake. And again, this is like an idea. I don't know if this is the right or wrong way to do it. But when I get beat the hardest is when I'm unsure completely when I can press a button. When I feel like everything is out of range. When I feel like the timing is, like, completely off always. That's not because my timing's off. That's because their timing is irregular. When I watched Evo, one of the things that I kept seeing was no one used drive parry. Sorry, no one used drive reversal. It's because everyone's timing was delayed. Everyone's timing was delayed and everyone's timing was irregular. So people wouldn't commit to it because it was that much of a risk. Right? Half a bar to use it and then the rest of the bar from the throw, and you're still in mix-up? It was too much of a risk. That's because shit like this was so fucking strong. People would knock down, and then they would just fucking, like, do, like, stuff like this, right? Like, this is strong, chat. Don't get me wrong. This is, it's not that it's bad. But there comes a point where it's just, it's too on the nose. Driver also OS punishes, so no one wants to eat a super for doing. Yeah. I saw a really cool one. It was like I think they jumped. I thought that was cool. Mm-hmm. Oops, I have same. Oh, because it's not on what? On wake up, that's why. Yeah. Oops. Oh, because it's on random, that's why. You're with Hanma? What did Hanma say? Did Hanma say anything? I'm gonna feel like a villain. Unless he said something. Oh, yeah. But this is my point of view, and this has always been my point of view in any game, right? I want you to walk with me on this, okay? This is why I continue to play the character. This is why I continue to do a feng shui engine. This is the hope that I have for the character. I think this character is chalked. I'm going to give you the best case scenario. And I want you to walk with me on this, okay? I'm going to pull out the handy dandy Photoshop. Give me a sec. All right, I want you to walk with me on this. I should pull out my tablet at some point. Right? But let's just say, for an example, I'm going to flashbang you guys, okay? Let's say, for an example, you have, right? You have a block of marble, right? You have the marble. This is an awful thing of marble because it would be more so like this would be up, actually. Right? Let's say you have the marble, right? The thing about working with a sculpture is that you start with something and you have to take it away, right? You start with something and then you start to take away stuff, right? So if you want a circle with marble, right? Let's say you want a circle in here. You have to chip away all of this, right? You have to chip away all of this, right? All this has to go to leave what you want it to be, right? To leave like this here, right? You want this, but you can't just draw the circle. You have to actually have to like take all this away. And the thing about it is, if you don't know what you want it to be, how do you know what to take away, right? What if you actually want a triangle, right? What if you want the triangle, but you don't know that you want the triangle yet? You know what I mean? What am I saying? I'm saying that Jury is still a character where we don't know what we want yet. We have an idea, but my theory is that what if we think we want the circle, right? And we start taking away all this stuff. And what I mean by take away is like stuff that we don't need, right? We take away the stuff that we don't need. We leave what we do need, i.e., like we take away the bad stuff, right? The bad stuff, you know, but we leave the good tech, right? Stuff on your knockdowns, your setups, right? All that shit. Your feng shui engine, your combos, blah, blah, blah. But what if instead we should be getting a triangle? if we want a triangle, we have to change this. We gotta change this. We gotta change this. We gotta change all of it. Basically, I'm saying is, what if there's a better style that no one is doing or we haven't gotten yet? Or what if, and this is the part that I really wish I had an answer for. What if Jago, right? What if we want the triangle, right? And Jago, out of the triangle, what if Jago has this piece here? Right? And then, what if Kale, out of the triangle, has this piece here? What I'm saying is, it's like, together, we now have this piece. We have more of it. And what if, for an example, nephew probably would have a lot more than us, right? Respectfully. What if nephew has, like, all this? But what if Neff is just missing this part here? And what if someone has that piece, right? What if they just have that piece? It could be new tech. It could be a different style. It could be a different perspective. This is something that I have always said, and I kind of see it, but not really for Street Fighter 6. Like, we've been a lot better. We can't be the main character. You know what I mean? Like, I think as a whole, jury players have to be a lot better with sharing tech and being more open to things. You know what I mean? And I think we do a decent job in Street Fighter 6. In Street Fighter 4, the message boards were great, right? What the fuck is that called? SRK was dope. There was so much tech being shown. Street Fighter 5, I said this in 5. I don't think people were talking enough. At least I wasn't part of the conversations. I think that's something that is super underrated, that people don't do enough of. Like, if you think about it, there should never be a time where Ryu does this. There should never be a time where he does that. We should be good at this. We should be good at this. Obviously, I'm not, right? There should not be a time where he ever hits this. You should never hit this. Ever. Right? There's just some things that are so slow, they should never work. They should never work, chat. There should never be a time where this fucker does butt slam. How long is it? As long it's active for a while, but it's so slow, you see it. There should never be a time where this dude does this. Ever. But we fuck it up. Should never be a time. Butt slam's a bit different because you can like switch sides, right? Like, that was fine, but I was on the wrong side, right? Like, butt slam is bullshit now. Because it's hard to tell which side you're on. But, like, there shouldn't be a time where this works. We should be able to do it every time. There should never be a time. Lily's a bit different because her shit's so fast. But like, we should have this. That's 9 frames. Like that shit's hard, right? We should be doing that though, I think, from my point of view. Like shit like this? That should never be a thing. We should have this down. It's harder because it starts up slower. That's crazy that fucking doesn't work. It's kind of an anti-air. Oh, that's funny. It has anti-air frames. Yeah, I don't like the change that they made to it, to be honest. Sucks that it trades. But it's better than being... We do get more off of it, I think. Yeah. I mean, we could always do that, right? I don't mind the trade, though, to be honest. Yeah, the trade's not bad, though, on this, to be honest with you. The trade sucks, but, like, they lose 2 bars. The trade's not bad. This is 8 frames too. They lose 1,000. I lose 120. I think it's worth. Yeah, I would completely take away the parry change. No, I'm sorry. I would take away the change for parry, but leave it off. I would leave it off for specials. Yeah, it's tricky, right? But these niche situations take away options, you know what I mean? Need more than the first parry? You don't. You just might not be able to get the most off of it, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think specials, it being on specials is bullshit. I think the OD you can still hit jab. Yeah, see. So heavies don't work. Mediums trade. Medium kick might work though. Too early. Yeah, that works. So, like, take this as, like, a piece of... Like, this is, like, what I want from people. It's like, you know, if you run into a problem, find a solution. You know what I mean? It's like, if you parry, what do you do? Even if it's, like, even if it's not optimal, right? Find what you want to do. Find what you need to do. Right? Me, I just do this. Right? But... Because remember, a perfect parry, you're gone, it gets scaled, right? Yeah, right? Find some shit that only you know about, you know what I mean? So heavies don't work at all. Or maybe you need to do 2 hits, right? Let's see. Like, one thing that I want from people, be undeniable, right? Do some shit that people assume is impossible. Like, be that good. Like, be that good. Like, imagine if you're the bison and you get the whole thing. They're not going to do that shit. They're going to stop. No way. There's 3 hits there? I guess it depends on, like, spacing too. But I think that was 2 hits there. Yeah, there's 3 hits there. That's weird. That's weird. Sometimes I don't get it. So it's 3 hits, but I think maybe I'm in... That's weird. Maybe, actually. That's a good point. Yeah. See. Actually. Yeah. It might depend on spacing too, though. Huh? Throw? They're in the air, no. You have to perfect parry twice, I think. It's weird that, like, there's 3 hits here. So, like, that's cool, right? The fact that this is technically DIable if you don't get the 3 hits, right? too late on it. I'm getting the third hit though. That's what's weird. So if I go to parry the third hit, it doesn't hit. You far too technical for this game? No, but like maybe, right? Like, but like this is what I'm saying. Like, if you have a hard time when it comes to this matchup, maybe, like, who said that? Suzuki? He gave me that. That's dope. That's dope. He gave me this piece. DI, it takes away fucking meter. That's dope. And now this lends into what I was trying to work on today. This. That's perfect. Plus 32. He can't press a button there. You want my hot take on grapplers? I don't think they're skillful. I think to 95% of the people who play this game, it's bullshit. In my point of view, if you're a grappler, you should not get Oki on your command grabs, and you should have very limited plus frames. I think it's bullshit that a person can force me to block and then command grab me. DI is good here because they use 2 bars. They use 2 bars, right? So they use 2 bars. They get hit with the DI. They lose another bar. Boom. Right? So for that, you're taking away 3 bars. But if you look, I lost 1 bar off the DI. So I'm going to use another bar, take more gauge off of them. All right? So now, for their 1 choice, they've lost more than half of their bar. At any point where they're like below half bar, they're in danger. I think Guile is the scrubbiest character in the game, and I don't think that it takes skill to play Guile for 95% of the players in the game. That's my theory, Suzuki. Is because off that 1 mistake, you could burn them out. Like off of this mistake here, I probably could. Let's see. So like for that mistake there, I can take basically almost all of their drive gauge. I got into 2x KO, but I didn't actually play the game. So for that mistake here, he's put in a 50-50. Can you super after perfect parry? No, I don't believe so. Reason being is because this is a fireball invul move. Yeah, he can't do that. You could, however, do a level 3 though. But you're gonna get scaled to 50%. Yeah, that's the thing about a Crusher is that even if you react to it, it doesn't work. That sucks. I mean, if you think about it too, you probably can do something like... That doesn't work? What the fuck? Yeah, you can. That's what I thought. It's weird. It's hard. This is hard to do. Maybe it comes down. Maybe it comes down to spacing. After that, I believe that uses one juggle point. Technically, I should be able to reset here. But what button do I use to reset? Or how do I set this up? So after that attack there, I should be able to drive rush, normal, crouching light kick, DI. That's what I should be able to do. Technically, that should work. Oops. Doing it too early. So if I'm far away, it doesn't work. It has to be close. Interesting. Recovery, I guess? Or the timing of the active frames, I guess. Oh, maybe my timing's a bit off. That could be it too. I'm not getting it at all. What the fuck? Yeah, it's supposed to work. What the hell? No. Can I hard kick there? I think I got a hard kick here. No. Can I crouching medium kick here? No, that takes away. So that's 2 juggle points. So if that's the case, then a jab itself should reset. Let's try it. What the fuck? Well, after the DI, maybe actually. Hold on. After the DI, you said? Yeah, I definitely can. Oh my god, I suck. Oh, what the fuck is wrong with me? Yeah. You do something like that. Sucks too, the fact that, like, if he DIs there... Sorry, if he does Psycho Crusher here... I do this. I don't have any recourse here. Oh, that actually works. That's nice. It's not strike involved. Duh. I'm always afraid of that, right? That's funny. But yeah, keeping things simple is important, but I think like having skills like that. Have a good one, AJ Blues. Thanks for coming through, homie. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. But yeah, going back to my point, things like Dragon Lash should never happen, right? If you think about it, Dragon Lash should never be a thing. Obviously, there's a reason why it works, right? There's a reason why this works. It's a jump scare. But if you think about it, you should be able to react to it like every time. You know what I mean? That's crazy that that doesn't work. Yep. Yeah, I know. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to deal with. But like, what if you got those, right? So what if you're the one who has those, no matter what? It's because we don't stop them, you know? Because if you think about it, like, what's the fear in this, right? Because like, you have to do it right, you know? But like, what's the damage that you're getting here, right? 1,000? If that 1,000, but that's more, right? Here, you do this, 1,005, right? But like, if you do this, even like this, right? It's crazy. That does 1,300, you know, 1,700. You know what I mean? It starts to ramp up, you know. Yep. Yeah, no. Like, I get it, but I know it's a lot for the player to have to deal with, and the onus continues to fall on the player. But what I'm trying to say is, it's like, the reason why I brought this up is that some of these moves are so slow that like they should be free, right? These moves are so slow that like Ken technically shouldn't be able to do shit like, you know, Ken shouldn't be able to do that. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be able to do that. It's slow. You have time to see it, you know? Like why are you not 100% on that? You know what I mean? We all fucking suck off Kakeru, right? We're all going, oh my god, he's so good. Oh my right? We're all going, oh my god, he's the GOAT. Why are you not doing that shit? It looks like run stop. Yes. But like, look, Daigo killer. I tell this story all the time. Daigo did some shit in Street Fighter 5 that I fucking will never, as long as I stay black, ever fucking forget this shit, and like I will never not be inspired by this shit. Daigo, when he was playing Gala in Street Fighter 5, when Ibuki was broken, he was training, recognizing Ibuki crouching light kick and Ibuki crouching medium kick. And everyone said, you can't see the difference. Daigo trained to the point where he could react to it. And then he was able to stop 5 options from her. He found the counter to 5 options and drilled the fuck out of that. Then he went up against an Ibuki player. I forget who it was. He like demolished them. It was free. Because every time they tried to get started, he stopped it. But he did what everyone thought was impossible. Why are you not striving to do that? Oh, I'm not good enough to do that. Why not? Be good enough to do that. You should be the one. If that's the level that you have to play to stop people's nonsense, then you should be that good. You should strive to be that good. I'll give you a good example. How do I do a sway? All right, cool. We should be able to stop this every time. Wonder, can I do this? I can! I knew it! I knew it. Yeah, right? So, like, are you good enough to see this? Probably not. I'm not. But like, what if you're good enough to do that? You know what I mean? What if you got the sauce? What if you can see the difference? What if you trained yourself to be able to react to that? Yeah, that's my point. There's a way to stop him from doing that, though. Is it that one? Is there no gap in between there? There's no gap in between there? That's crazy. What the fuck? There's no gap there? That does mad drive damage. He's minus? That's crazy, B. That's crazy that there's no gap there. Can you do that against the Ken hinting thing? Do you mean, what's more called? The Jinrai? Jinrai is tough because there's different levels of Jinrai. That's why it's annoying. There's a mini game when it comes to it. Indie? That's why it's tough. But technically there's a big gap in between there. It's the mini game with whether or not he's doing the medium or the Like, technically, you can attack through there. Just not the heavy. That's the thing. There's no gap in between there. There's no gap in between there. There's a gap here. But there's no gap in between this. You can't attack there. Like, you can't do anything there. Once you block this on the heavy, you have to. You can like guess in between, but he can cancel this too, you know. So there's a mini game involved in there. Which makes it tough because you can't even like DI that. Okay. That sucks. What I try to do with Jinrai, and it doesn't always work, but it's what I like to do, is I will do DP and then I'll block, right? So if you look at my inputs, what I'll do is I'll do DP and then I'll block right after, right? So it looks like that, right? The reason why I do that is because, let's say he does the light one. I guess he would do the medium, right? Versus right? The DP comes out. But if he does the heavy one, you can block in time. It's a little bit tough though. Like that. Oops. If you hear Jinrai, you got it. You gotta respect it. If not, you can talk. Like that. Oops. I can't do this in time. What the fuck? Hello? There it is. You could just mash there. It's a little bit hard to do though. But yeah, there's a mini game involving in that, you know what I mean? But yeah, chat, I'm gonna call it here. My tummy hurt. I'm gonna go lay down. I'll be back tomorrow. I have some door dashing to do tomorrow. Put some freaking gas in my car, some food in my belly. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you for being here. Even though I was off like a week and a half and the last stream was a little bit rough. There's no self-harm or anything, but I felt like it. It was a really hard stream for me. So I really appreciate the support. Yeah, so I'm going to call it here. Thank you guys for coming through. Tomorrow, maybe we'll play some games. I'm trying to ease back into the game. You know what I mean? Because my mental is a little shot. Have a good one, guys. I love you all. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Be well. Tell your loved ones you